As a chief guest of today's function, we have with us Honourable Governor of Goa, Shri P.S. Sreedharan Pillai ji, who believes that art and literature can unite people, and he has utilized his love for literature to achieve this objective. The only person in Indian political scene with so many literary credits under his name, from history to politics, law to poetry and economics, an upfront writer, eloquent speaker, and sensitive poet. We are honored with your gracious presence, sir. A humble request to you to share with us your words of wisdom and deliver your inaugural address. Honourable Governor, sir.
I am not going to. Honourable Vice Chancellor of Goa University, my good friend Professor Khalilal Menon, Dr. Radhakrishnan Nair, Founder, President and Chairperson of this function, is also from Trivandrum. And Mustafa, a best friend of mine, who is the present president of IALSC and director. Dr. Ajay R. Gaude, Dr. Dilia Andau, Dr. Russell D'Souza, Rema Bide, Pradiksha Sribatkar, distinguished guests, and my dear friends. I am extremely happy to attend this function. And of course, the organizers given me a prepared speech. And of course, all the previous speakers, Mustafa, Radhakrishnan Nair, and Khalilal Menon, covered all the points mentioned in that prepared speech. And through that process, you are able to understand what is the purpose of this conference and all the details narrated in detail. So I am not going to the prepared speech by the organizers of this conference. Of course, our new educational policy is concerned. We all know that now our country, not only confined to our country alone, when outside, the education is throughout the world appreciating. Of course, objection also there. Anyway, by implementing this, Sri Radhakrishnan Nair quoted Gandhiji, and without mentioning the name of the other persons also, the famous definition given by Swami Vivekananda also he included in his basic speech. So the education is concerned, our policy based on our Indian Constitution. Indian Constitution, while the naming of this country, there was a 2 days discussion and so many names were proposed by the members of the Constituent Assembly. Bharata Varsha is one name, Hindustan is another name, India proposed as another name, and Bharat proposed. These 4 or 5 names were seriously discussed by the members. Then decision of majority of the members, by considering all aspects in our constitution, India alias, that is Bharat. These two were we can see in the first chapter of our Constitution. And finally also, I don't know whether I am a student of law even now, but there was not much discussion on the last article of Constitution of India, that is 395 of the article. That is a repealing provision. One law is nullified or declared as invalid for the country. You please look into that. What was nullified? What was deleted? The resolution, the legislation made by British Parliament in 1947 August, giving freedom to India, and a new nation is born. That is a declaration, and it's the crux of that provision. That is deleted by our forefathers. Why? As a student of law, strictly speaking, if a mother act has gone, all other legislation subsequent to that, acts, rules, or whatever may be notifications, under strict Anglo-Saxon system of law, that may not exist as a concept. Even then, we have forced to, our forefathers were forced to repeal that provision. Repeal the freedom given by the Parliament of Great Britain. Why? If we will look into the education system, we should convey all these things to the new generation. I don't know whether we are doing it or not. I'm not going to any dispute. If they have not done it, it exists. As far as our motherland is concerned, our people are concerned, this great nation is concerned, always our Constitution, its mandate should say that our freedom is the gift of Britain. So we don't want that, and that is why that. Then first this I stated before you, India, that is Bharat, or in the Hindi version, Bharat alias India. Both are in equal footing. Both are ancient names. Then you look into this light. If lighting a lamp, what is the meaning of Bharat? In Sanskrit or any language, most of the languages in India, including Malayalam, Basil, we can see Reti. Bas means light. If you see light, you are getting enjoyment. You are getting happiness. This is our basic concept. And education system is concerned, of course, our Radhakrishnan Nair referred with respect to Gandhiji. Varda education system, whether we have given any importance to that is a question mark, and I don't want to answer. Zakir Hussain was entrusted with the task of enforcing Gandhiji's education system. Whether we did justice to that is a question mark. And Swami Vivekananda also, Radhakrishnan Nair quoted that education is the manifestation of perfection within a man, within a human being. So that is why, whether the education system alone can do anything, we take the case of our great traditional Indian contribution to the literature and contribution to the entire world, Ramayana. Who wrote it? Valmiki, whether he acquired any formal education. So that so many things are there. Mahabharata also like that. The Mahabharata, who is the hero or heroine in Mahabharata? Can anybody say? Nobody can say whether Krishna was the hero, whether Arjuna was the hero, whether Panchali was the heroine. These questions are, so we are interpreting in such a way. Any literature, after preparing it, given to the society, society has to interpret it. Society has to criticize it. All this freedom given by our country. And that is why I say, Bharat, lighting the lamp. If you look into the British system, if a child attained the age of birthday or the age of 11 lamps were put there and then trying to eradicate it from that by Udikaduttal in our state, Kerala, Udikaduttal. So, put off the light by doing this. This is the difference. And that is why I am saying, I am not all the points raised by my learner friends. I am agreeing, I am endorsing as a person sitting in the chair of the governor. I am endorsing it in full. It is my bounden duty to endorse it also. But at the same time, some Vivekanandas eliciting what is within a student. For that purpose, whether we are able to do that in a classroom, a talented student, very much interested in singing, drawing a picture, an artist, whether our system is able to elicit that aspect individually and then molding him for the society, that is a question. All these things to be in the second stage of our educational system. New educational policy is there. After that, we will look into that. And amendment to the Constitution also, 51 and 1975, there was an amendment to our Constitution, added certain provisions that insist we will look into that. And education policy is concerned, we are all, of course, curriculum is there, examination is there. Getting marks in the examination, better marks is also the need of the system. But at the same time, I would like to ask a question. In 1956, our Constitution, Article 250, I think so, or 350, I don't know. From my memory, I am saying 250. An amendment 250A was introduced by Nehruji that insists mother tongue should be, it is mandatory. That is why that word is used for education, at least till at the age of 16. It is mandatory. Whether in our country, I am not blaming anybody, A party, B party or C party. Whether our country was able to do that. Now UN in its latest report says that education should be, first preference should be given to the mother tongue. That is why in our country last year, 4 engineering colleges and 4 medical colleges, now that curriculum, their system, their education is through mother tongue. Of course, problems of technical knowledge regarding scientific subjects is a very difficult task. Even then we started that starting on the basis of the UN's latest report. UN report says that in the world 7,000 mother tongues were there about 50 years back, and now only half, 3,500 disappeared from this world, and this is the continuation of the colonial rule in various places, and a detailed study is required on that aspect. So in future, where we will go? UN itself says that the crux of the education, the importance of the education, it is inevitable through mother tongue, is suggested by UN, and that is accepted by very countries. If our Prime Minister is going to talk to Chinese Prime Minister, Chinese Prime Minister is well based in English. Our Prime Minister is also well based in English. Then why official interpreter is required? In our language we are talking, and that was interpreting, and not a governor is asking anything, a person who is interested in the education. So these are things in the world now. If you go to Russia, Indian president is going to Russia, and her talk, whether she knows English or she is well versed in English and Hindi, while I am talking she is answering to me in English or Hindi. But if talking to Russian president, interpreter is inevitable. That is the system prevailing in most of the countries in the world. So what I am focusing is that education, only depending on academic system, may not give us proper results. Talent, that is why I stated with the Ramayana and other things. So what Radhakrishnan Nair quoted is that education is the manifestation of perfection within a student, within a human being. If that be so, what is inside a child, how can we ascertain? What is a system? You are all scholars, in front of scholars I am talking. In your classroom, you are teaching in your own way. Is it possible for 100 students are there? Or individual contact, through that process we can elicit the system? So that is why, if we go back to our ancient system, the constitution, Naya Bharat, ancient Bharat, Naya Bharat, two concepts are there. And that is why the only country in the world, as a part of its ruling, including education, we have specifically mentioned ancient Bharat and Naya Bharat. Naya Bharat means Ano Bhadra Kradavo Yanda Vishandaga. Let noble thoughts come from anywhere, everywhere. From wherever it will come, we are prepared to receive it. Our minds are not closed. Whatever is required, we will accept, and other we will reject. This process is there. In our Supreme Court of India, supposed to be, Supreme Court has got an additional review power, somewhat, little bit above the government, above the parliament. And in 1973 it is declared that parliament also have no supremacy over this, and basic structure theory and other things come. That Supreme Court, whether that Supreme Court is supreme, with due respect I would like to say, no. Under the Constitution of India, people are supreme. And if people are supreme, then I would like to ask one question. What is the motto declared by the Supreme Court? Supreme Court motto, of course, our country is concerned, we are not committed to any religion. Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. Ekam Sat. That truth one. Real truth is one, whether Hindu, Muslim, Christian or whatever may be. But our ways are different. but reaching the same point. Life is like that. So that is why Supreme Court also, in a country like ours, our constitution, not committed to any religion, even then our motto slogan of the Supreme Court, motto slogan of the India, Satyameva Jayade, from there, where it was taken. The law is concerned, everybody is having equal rights, and discrimination is banned. That is a mandate of the Constitution. Then Supreme Court, Yedo Dharma Stado Jaya, you go to Supreme Court. In every judgment, not judgment it is not there, but in the motto aspect, everywhere it is stated. From where it get it? Mahabharata, 13 places, this slogan we can see, that through Dharmaputra, through Sri Krishna, through Bhima. But I would like to say that slogan from the mouth of Gandhari in the Kurukshetra Yuddha, that battle, the war, you see, finally the Kauravas found that we are not going to win, and ultimately we are going to lose our life also. 100 patients are there. Then they went in front of their mother. That mother's power, mother is a dedicated, a powerful lady. If her blessing is there, they can save their life. But Kauravas, the sons, paraded in front of mother and request her mother, please bless us. So our life is in danger. Then normally any mother, son's life is in danger. They are not going to lose in the war. Their life also under threat, under danger. But she has not given blessing for the sons, not given. For winning the war, her blessing was not given. Then she stated this word, Yatho Dharma Stado Jaya. This is the basic concept in India. That is why we can't, theory of any hate, we have never proceeded, and that is with respect to that aspect Mustafa has stated. Yesterday I talked to him, I point out two persons. I will add one more person. Basaveshwara of Karnataka. Basaveshwara of Karnataka, Sreedharan Guru of Kerala, and Swami Vivekananda of Bengal. These two incidents I stated to him. You see, I am not explaining with respect to that, but positivism. Positivism is the need of the hour. In existence of the democracy, don't consider your opponent as an enemy, but consider they are all citizens of this country and respect each other and do justice may be advanced to them, whether he belongs to any religion or any political party. Classic example is Vivekananda. If you analyze the Indian freedom struggle, except Goa, of course in 1961 we got freedom. Indian freedom struggle is concerned, almost all important champions of freedom struggle are the products of the spirit of Swami Vivekananda. You see, Subhash Chandra Bose, before he attained the age of 16, he had gone through and studied well the Vivekananda books and other things. He got inspiration. Gandhiji stated, whenever I am reading these books, my energy will be increased to 1,000 times. Bangichandra Chatterjee. So many persons, 10 names I can give, all freedom fighters. But in any of the Nehruji, Swami Vivekananda's books, he ever used a word against Britishers? But fighting inspiration, you got freedom and other things. Exactly what Swami Vivekananda in 1897 declared, that if you are abandoning your mindset of slavery, within 50 years you will get freedom. Actually, in 1947, February 22nd, Adelaide declared our freedom, and Swami Vivekananda stated 50 years, you just count. So these types of all, and I am from Kerala. Caste system was very much harmful to the social life of Kerala in 18th century, 19th century. Sreedharan Guru was the fighter. He fought by keeping dharma. And in none of his books, of course, Brahmins or whatever, maybe I am not going to the caste aspect. But injustice done by upper caste, through that, Sreedharan Gurudevan is from another sect, weaker sect. He never criticized Brahmins. But at the same time, that movement made vast change in Kerala, and you can see a single shop wherein, tea shop or whatever may be, any discrimination against any community. But you take the case of Tamil Nadu, I am sure that no press people are here. That is why I am saying this. In Tamil Nadu, Renaissance movement was there. Ramaswamy Naikar and others were there. But Ramaswamy Naikar declared, threatened that if you see a cobra and a Brahmin, you first kill the Brahmin. What is happening now, even now in Madura and other places? I collected all materials, that is why I am saying. If you go to a tea shop in a village area near Madura, glass tea, they will supply in a glass to only upper caste people. You have heard about the Madil, the compound wall. Even now compound wall is there in Madurai. With due respect and responsibility, I am saying so. Of course, Brahmins left the place. 4% of the population at that time was Brahmins. This type of violence, threats and other things, killing and other things, they went to America, Bangalore, Trivandrum. Now, not even 1% of Brahmins there. But who is doing it? Last month I have, in my paper cutting is with me. In that paper cutting, one village, the government decided to open the temple for the worship of all, including scheduled caste people. Then 2 communities were no Brahmins in that village. 2 communities, they have decided, nobody go to that temple hereafter. The temple is now closed. This is happening in 21st century among us. That is why I am saying positive approach is negativism, kill the Brahmin or such things were there. These are nobody is studying all these things, not related to this. But so your third point presented by our Vice Chancellor is social communication. Social community. So this also may be, these types of things, maybe you go back to our history, study independently students, and come to conclusion. Our country is now become the Vishwaguru in various aspects are there. I am not saying anything because my time is over, and this prepared speech is there. But I am endorsing it in full. And the three systems are, to understand this theme comprehensively, let us explore it in three parts. First, the concept of the life skills. Okay. Second, integration of life skills into learning. Okay. And third, how this integration paves the way for a sustainable future. Our Vice Chancellor had given a detailed account regarding the sustainable future. And in 2047, our country will become first or second economic force in the world. In that way, we are now going forward with the full confidence, and I hope, because of the effort of our younger generation, we will be able to achieve the real freedom. The real freedom, according to Gandhiji, by 1947, August 15, he was away from Delhi. The champion of that movement never wanted to celebrate it. He was in remote Bengal villages. On that day, he declared that in developmental activities, the last person in the queue, if he is getting the minimum, at least minimum, then only we will be able to say that our freedom is a reality, a success. And I am requesting all of you, rally around the setup and other things and freely take decision and make our country Vishwaguru in the world for peace and flourishness. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. That was truly inspiring. Excellent insights and perspective that you gave, sir, were really captivating. Your words have set a powerful tone for this conference. Thank you so much for your valuable presence and sharing your thoughts of wisdom with all of us. Thank you once again, Honourable Governor, sir.